in 2017, through the Ministry of Education and Culture, Indonesia proposed the spice route as a UNESCO World Heritage. Yes, so this based the submission on the understanding that the route is a focal point of knowledge and cultural exchange that goes beyond the context of space and time.
Indeed, and making the spice route a World Heritage and reference point of cultural diplomacy to strengthen Indonesia's position as a global maritime axis is something we can all be proud of. However, it is not enough. Another reason to revive the spice route is to remind the younger generation and our future kids about how it has shaped the country, the people, and the civilization itself. And to elaborate more about this topic and this idea, today we're connected with Kumoratih Kushardjanto, Negeri Rempah Foundation Executive Director. Good morning, Barati. Thank you for joining us on the C Morning Show.
Hi,
Morning,
good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning, Paul. Good morning, Marissa.
So what is exactly the spice route? Can you please explain? Because in my head I'm like, okay, maybe the spice route is only in Asia, but apparently it's not. So Barati, could you please explain on this?
Yes, spice route is a maritime trade route, and it has happened long time ago, from the pre-colonial era. So the global spice trade in Asia through Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean connects three major continents, just Asia, Africa, Europe, and it has left significant traces of civilization. So if we're talking about spice, Southeast Asia, we have around, this is according to research, right? Around 400 to 500 species in a global scale. It has been used as spices, but for Southeast Asia, at least the number is close to 275 species that is endemic from Southeast Asia. So you can imagine if Indonesia is the how can you say, the largest area in Southeast Asia, so we can imagine how many spices that has been used for centuries as medicine, as spices for food, and preservatives. And that's why many people around the world try to go to Nusantara, to Indonesia, not Indonesia yet actually, Nusantara we call it, to get spices because it's so valuable.
All right. Barati, we mentioned earlier in regards to the proposal of making the spice route a World Heritage site. That has been ongoing since 2017. How is it progressing right now?
Well, that's an interesting question, because the challenge is how to make this spice route something that is everybody has the same knowledge, because it's no use if it's going to be a World Heritage, but if we do not connect with our history, because the understanding is not just the spices as commodity. We also have to learn that because of this spice trading, actually it becomes a cultural corridor where religion came in, tradition, language. So it's actually a place where intercultural exchange and understanding has happened. So it's like we're also learning about our own diversity.
History as well.
So yes, so that's why we need to learn about our diversity through this spice route narrative. So that's the main point, I think. We have to learn. I mean, Indonesian has to learn about their own identity, history, culture, because without this exchange, we will not be this diverse. So we have to pay a tribute to that.
Right.
So why is it important for Indonesia to make spice route a World Heritage?
Because we understand that actually we contribute something to the world, and that from spices, but not just that. We also know other trade route like Silk Road incense route, and many other trade routes. And all these of trade route has contributed to the exchange of cultures. So I think the Indonesian government, I suppose, would like to play a role in the global context to put Indonesia as one of the important country that has contributed something to the world. I suppose that would be a very good reason for Indonesia to propose this spice route.
So Mbak Rati, we're speaking of Indonesian. Out of all the variety of spices that are currently already grown here, which ones are actually, what are some of the ones that are actually native or endemic here to our country?
Nutmeg.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And
Pala.
nutmeg from Maluka. Pala. And clove. Cengkeh.
Cloves, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then also kapur barus. It's camphor.
Okay.
Camphor. It's
Kapur
from-
barus as well.
Yes. Camphor from Barus. That's why we call it kapur barus, because it's from Barus, Sumatra. So those were the endemic. Those are the endemic spices which has been traded through centuries.
Right. By the way, you guys need to come with me when I go grocery shopping so you can translate all the English and Indonesian. I can never know which one is which.
Exactly.
Don't worry, me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Speaking of spices that are grown in a certain region, is it true, Mbak Rati, that the people who are native to some of the spice-producing regions, they do not necessarily use their homegrown spices in their local cuisine? Is that true? And if that's true, why is that?
Because it's more valuable to sell it. It's as simple as that.
The answer to all our questions.
Okay.
Yeah. My brother eat it. You just sell it more economically.
Right. That would completely make sense.
That's a pretty simple and direct answer. That's it.
What would be an example? What would be an example of that, Mbak Rati?
Well, I went to Ternate.
Okay.
Ternate, and then I ate the nasi kuning, the yellow rice.
Right.
And then actually they use spices, but I noticed that the mixture of spices were not that rich.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a culinary expert, but I can feel that it's not that rich. Very spicy, but not like many spices is put all together. Yeah.
Right.
So I asked one of my friends there, and he said, "Well, yeah, it's more valuable to sell it, right?" So I think that.
Okay. That would make sense.
I suppose that's really makes sense because Ternate or Maluku is the center of spice trade at that time because it's endemic spice there.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's a good reason, though. Good enough for me.
That is good enough reason. So, Negeri Rempah Foundation has done several cultural trips to spice-producing regions, right, Mbak Rati? I know that this is the pandemic at the moment. It's a bit difficult to travel, but are you opening this? Are these cultural trips available to do right now? And are they open to the public?
Yes. Well, basically, our program is not only cultural trips, but our organization is aiming to foster learning tradition. And for us, learning our heritage has to be fun. Traveling is one of the things. But other than that, during the pandemic, what we do is making a gathering online, and then also we have Pasar Rempah community, which gather many communities that have products inspired by the spices. They have jamu, culinary products, and then also for beauty products, many things. And we have those community, and also we are having an annual program, which is International Forum on Spice Route. This year is going to be the third one, where we gather experts from all over the world to discuss this. And our organization is basically voluntary based, so everybody's welcome to talk about spice and to make new meaning of what it means to be
to go crazy with the spices of Indonesia.
Have fun with it, right?
Oh, speaking of jamu, you mentioned jamu earlier, Mbak Ratih. We are a jamu drinking nation. Jamu is this special concoction made of mixed plants or roots. So during the pandemic, consuming spices to maintain the immune system is trending. So in your opinion, what are the most famous spices believed to help maintain or even boost our immune system?
Curcuma, turmeric,
Turmeric.
and then also ginger, kunyit asam, and temulawak. Okay, temulawak is curcuma. It's actually we all are used to this jamu tradition, but somehow a younger generation are now are not really familiar with this. But actually, this
I think it's trending though, Mbak Ratih.
Right now, because of the pandemic, I believe it's actually making it so.
It is. I have my jamu supplier.
Sure. Actually, this pandemic is a momentum for us to learn more about our tradition. But what's interesting, I think, is for younger generation, bitter is not pleasant. Meanwhile, for us, if you have experience in your childhood drinking jamu, bitter is just one of the flavors, one of the tastes. So it's not a problem. But nowadays, younger generation, I mean like 10 years old, teenagers, not like you're young, right?
Right.
But we're drinking jamu, right? But they are not familiar with this vocabulary of taste, which is in this in spices. So it's also something that we have to reintroduce it to our children.
I couldn't agree with you more. When I was that age, I did not like anything bitter. All those things you just named, turmeric, ginger, no, keep them away from me. Nowadays, I love it. In fact, the last 2 years, because of the pandemic, I haven't drank this much jamu in the past 2 years than I have, honestly, in the last 12 months. So there you go. It's obviously working, and hopefully it helps and continue to build the momentum so that the younger generation will learn more and more about spices and the spice route, and especially the ones native to Indonesia. Mbak Ratih, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. This has been a fun conversation.
Thank you so much.
Stay healthy.
You're welcome.
Stay safe. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Mbak Ratih.
You too.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.